Well, Leland, of course, there are people that are heeding the warnings, and there are large portions of Tampa that look like a ghost town. We are now in Ybor City, which is historically Tampa's party district. It's the Bourbon Street of Tampa, if you will, and there are just diehards here who say they are staying. And if you look up and down this street, you can see some people patching up or boarding up their businesses, but otherwise there are entire storefronts loaded with glass that are not boarded up. And we just spoke to Tampa's fire chief. He says that Irma could be the hardest hurricane to hit Tampa in a generation. Here's more of what he had to say.
In my 35 years of disaster preparedness and emergency response, I have never seen a storm or a system that is of this magnitude and is operating under this velocity. Never in my 35 years. All of our special needs folk and our vulnerability population, they need to have evacuated already because they are looking at a very horrific condition.
Leland, we're in one of the watering holes here. Here are some diehards who say they're staying. Guys, tell us why you're deciding to stay.
I'm on standby for work, for bridge inspection, so I have to go in right afterwards. So I'm hanging out and waiting for it.
Tell us why you're staying.
Yeah, we actually thought it was going to come across the other side, so we weren't going to leave. Yesterday we found out it was going to come on this side, and we're Florida fierce. We're not leaving. That's the way it's going to be.
Ma'am, tell us why you decided to stay.
We are staying because we have a good place to stay, and we're not afraid of the hurricane. Honestly.
We wish you guys well. So, Leland, straight from the horse's mouth, people in Florida who are deciding to hunker down and try to survive Irma. Back to you.
Matt, we understand the fellow who says he's got to work, and obviously bridge inspections is an important thing. But for people who don't have a reason like that, if you have a second, ask them, what do they say to the first responders who are going to have to risk their lives if something bad happens to these people and they didn't heed the warnings? Are they saying them staying and being Florida fierce is more important than the fire chief saying, I don't want to risk my firefighters' lives?
Guys, what do you say to being Florida fierce versus firefighters who say they may have to risk their lives to rescue people who want to stay here?
This state, the leadership of the state has done a real great job. Governor Scott, FEMA, all that has really done a really good job. For those, and this is coming from me personally, for those of you that have decided to stay like me, be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Stay home and just take care of your family, and that's it.
So you don't plan on calling a firefighter or anybody to rescue you?
You know, if I have to, I will, but that's going to be the last resort. I'm ex-military, so I can take care of myself. I'm pretty much going to do that.
We wish you well.
Thank you. You guys be safe, too.
Thank you. Thank you. Leland, back to you.
Well, if only people heeded that warning to stay safe and be smart in storms, I'd say the firefighters would have a lot less dangerous work during them. Matt Finn, we appreciate your time, your reporting. We'll check in with you, my friend.